Those are pieces of plywood. They have had patterns of termites carved into them, and where the light penetrates through the piece of plywood is where both of the carved patterns have intersected with each other. They both get carved about halfway into the plywood. So wherever they meet is where light comes through. Those all come from a bunch of termites that I caught during the last swarming season. And right here in the shop, actually, which is extra terrifying. My name's Luke Jenkins, and I run In Bloom Studio. I do a lot of woodworking that can either take the form of sculpture or furniture. We're here in my workshop. I make my own stuff. I do client work for commissions as well as just fabrication. So I have a full wood shop with a laser cutter in the back and a big CNC router in the front. So I do more traditional woodworking as well as digital fabrication, where things are designed on a computer and then they're kind of cut out by machines. I would love to try to recreate termite patterns and how they eat wood, which I'm really interested in because it's not linear and it's not really that logical. It's this weird hybrid of seeking and then just eating as much as you can really fast, and then seeking again and eating as much as you can really fast. I want to kind of make these portable termite capturing devices. It could be this technical and this kind of pseudo-scientific, or it could turn into something else, you know? I don't really know what it means yet. I just know that I'm very interested in it, and the same thing happened with the thermally modified wood, which is that I'm super interested in it. Why does no one use it for furniture and art? I need to study that. The wood is thermally modified ash. That basically means that the wood is heated up to around 415 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and all of the resins and sugars are kind of caramelized out of it. So you could take this wood that's normally an interior grade wood and put it outside in South Florida weather for over 30 years without painting it or putting any oil on it or anything like that. So I was really interested in a material like this that could kind of go in between interior and exterior. This grouping of the vessels, I made 36 of these bowls or vessels, and they were meant to kind of just house either different finish samples or different materials within the wood to see what would happen just leaving them outside. And these were the ones that I had metal interact with the wood. This one was steel wool, so that rusted out. This one was aluminum. This was brass. They're two separate pieces. They're both called Day One, and they're thermally modified wood, and they've all been sanded to 3000 grit, which is a really high grit, a lot higher than you normally sand wood at, and it makes it almost polished. That one has wax on it additionally as well, and after that, after they were made into these kind of fetish objects through the ultra finishing of them, and they were perfect, I put them outside and let them get rained on. They're called Day One because they spend 24 hours outside. This is a kind of representation of that shift from high fine woodworking, highly finished, into exterior, where it just interacts with the elements and you can't really protect from that. And that's not really the point of this wood anyway. I'm not trying to protect anything. I'm just letting the environment do its thing, and the wood kind of just becomes an index of the environment that it's been in. Cool. Whenever we're cutting something on the CNC router and we're cutting all the way through it, we put a piece of a sacrificial board underneath it to cut into. So all of these patterns that are in the wood right now are previous projects that we've cut. Some of them, really kind of organic and flowing, and some really, really rectilinear. This body work that I think a lot of people know me for is just carving into plywood, and that's something I started doing when I first opened the shop up. I really wanted to just start making work that was about
CNC routing, and the plywood seemed like a really good place to start because it's an industrialized material, so it's very highly controlled already. And I started carving through the different layers in different ways, and that led to this kind of like gouging pattern that is, when at first glance it looks like it was done maybe by hand, but then either if you are a woodworker yourself and you understand like, you know, gouging, a lot of the gouges are like way too long for like a hand tool to make. I wanted there to definitely still be some noticeable sign that it was made by a machine somehow. And I like that aspect, that there is still like a sign of how it was made within it. And I guess that's kind of like a back to my roots in furniture design, is, you know, part of that craft of, you know, there being some indication of the process that you use to make it.
It's touching in the middle, and there's like
Termites are near and dear to my soul as a woodworker. They terrify me, and they're invasive, and we all hate them, and we're all kind of terrified of them in a lot of ways, and that grossness is also something that I'm very attracted to. In kind of exploring that and understanding it, and then seeing how it relates to me and how I can translate that relationship I have into physical objects. If there are already termites in here, which there probably are because it's South Florida, then I may as well be studying them. You know, it's a way to control your fear in some sense as well. I think that's definitely something that has been consistent in my work, is this kind of like unknown thing and trying to control it and understanding it in some way. Part of the fun in woodworking is doing planning beforehand, but also leaving enough wiggle room kind of in the middle of the process to allow you to still go down a different avenue, or make slight changes in the piece that will bring you to like a new solution, or a new object, or a new thought.